What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to African Mojono with your boy King. And this is the first video for 2025. Oh my goodness. I've neglected you, African Mojono, but your boy is back. And we are going to talk everything that has to do with relationships this year. And we continue in the same note where we left off. We're talking about other people's experiences in relationships, especially in the African term. And we're trying to learn from their mistakes or learn from the advice that they are giving us. This is very important, ladies and gentlemen. So this channel is all about that. It's about relationship, bringing back the family values to African people, valuing the normal African structure, which is a man, a woman, and children. That's what we're trying to do. But now let's listen to this queen and break it down for you guys.
I used to be that Puma Silwe kind of girl, like wife. I just couldn't. I was like, one. When he says one, I'm saying 200. Do this, like I was that girl. I was that girl where I wasn't even embarrassed about it, But going to 10 years of marriage, you grow and you realize and you learn, and it's trial and error. You get tested, and at the end of the day you can see that, listen, this is not working. And I'm pretty sure that a lot of people who are raised in homes with their mom and dad happily married, their moms are not those kind of wives, guys. I can bet my life on that their moms are respectful, submitting in a biblical way, So I just wanted to discuss respecting your man, respecting your husband, right? So it's easy. Submission doesn't mean like you do whatever your husband or man says. You have no brain, and as a woman, you are just some doormat. No, that's not what submission means. It just basically means that just respecting your husband or your man. All you have to do is listen, and you listen actively. Don't be on your phone while he's trying to tell you something. That was also something I used to do. And he'd be like, you are never present. And I'm like, but I'm here. What do you want? But then I realized that my posture needs to show that I'm actually listening actively, Show that you value his opinions and ideas, That's number one. Number two, always express gratitude. You always have to be grateful for the little things, even though you guys are both doing things in the household, but always show appreciation for the things that he has done, because that's his role, and it makes him feel loved when you show gratitude, and through that he will then start buying you presents, start doing things, start surprising you with things, because he can see that, no man, my wife Shemyaz uyangthanda, so respectful, so loving, she's always so thankful, she speaks wisdom to me, be that girl. And then trust his decisions. I'm not saying that every decision that he brings to the table, even though you think won't work, you can bring in your ideas too. But the aim is to collaborate. It's not to correct him. It's rather to collaborate with him and say, babe, I know that you really believe in this, but I think if we add, let's do that and add, and make it seem like we are still doing your idea, but put in this and make it a little spicy for him to think it's actually his idea, but not really. Like, I'm not saying be dumb, guys. Don't be dumb. I don't want women to be dumb, but collaborate with him and don't correct him. There's a way to do it, right? And avoid criticism, especially in public. Don't ever criticize your man in public, even in your home. it's not healthy. It's just breaking the foundation that you have already built. And yeah, so that is submission according to me and how I've learned since being married.
Wow. Yeah. Now, this queen has given one of the best advices anyone can give to women in marriage. You know, it's so funny to me when you look at women who disrespect their husband. In the forefront is African women, because our tradition has been stripped away from us, and our women are made to believe that submission is weakness, that having a feminine energy is equal to weakness. Only African women believe that. The Chinese women, you'll never see Chinese women treating their men like African women treat their men. You'll never see the Caucasian white people treating their husbands the way we treat our women treat some of us. You can't see Indians, whatever, name it. You see in other cultures that it is tradition for the woman to submit under the man. You find it everywhere in spirituality. You find it in religious textures. You find it everywhere. If you read the African story and you see it's the man providing and protecting and the woman leading in the household setup. That is how things are. But really, when you have this issue of women, African women, because of they've been hurt so much. Remember, the colonizers did a good job by separating the woman and making the husband, separating the woman from the husband and making a husband become absent from the day-to-day lives of the woman, making growing this home, creating an environment where the children can grow. So the woman loses more respect for this man because this man is constantly out working. And we are not talking about working and coming back at home at night. There's a time lapse between when the man goes to work and comes back, So some of us, I grew up in that type of a family where my father was working in Johannesburg and my father would leave every Monday morning and come back every Friday. It will be like that. But luckily for us, my mother respected my father like nobody's business. And there's two marriages that that I grew up as these marriages are being exemplary to me is my grandmother, my mother's mother, and my mother and father's marriage. That's where I learned how a woman is loved, how a woman is respected, how you don't beat a woman, how all of those things I learned them from my father's marriage. In my grandmother's marriage, there was a little bit of violence, but I saw what a feminine positioned woman, how much strength she has over the husband because of her having that feminine touch. And I will never encourage anyone to take abuse or anything like that. But I saw with my grandmother that she loved my grandfather to change. She loved him into changing, if I can say it like that. Like my grandfather in his sick bed, when he was apologizing to my grandmother, and this is a very touching story for me. My grandmother tells the story that he called her and said, "Come, sit down." He was on his deathbed, literally. My grandfather was suffering from diabetes, yes. And he with tears falling from his eyes, said, "My wife, I am sorry." My grandmother said she could not tell what is it that he was sorry for. And remember, they were now living a good life. There was no longer violence or anything like that, or anything like that. They were living a good life for many years. But in the beginning, it was difficult for my grandmother. And my grandmother seeing my grandfather, who was always this strong stature of a man, breaking down in his deathbed, not wanting to die before saying, "Truly, I'm sorry." Because other men, they've got the issue of just changing without saying the words with my wife, I've wronged you, I'm sorry. That's very important. So, submission does not mean that you are stupid or weak as a woman. Submission actually shows your strength as a woman. And leading also shows a strength of a man. You don't want a household where the woman is leading. I promise you it's not going to work. Women who don't want to hear that is women who don't want to see themselves submit to men. And if you are that type of a woman, please find a man who does not mind. Don't find a traditional man like myself who believes in men leads, women support, and women leads in other roles and women support. This collaboration that we have in the marriage. If you believe it's 50-50, find a man. That's not even a man. Find a boy that believes in 50-50. Don't try to take a man and make him believe in 50-50. A true African man cannot believe in that. Trust his decisions and make a collaboration effort into getting to the final answer. Don't challenge him. Don't try to criticize him in public. I mean, this queen has dropped some serious knowledge here. I just want to hear what you guys say, because like she said, the great messages that we see out there, when we meet the mother, we understand why. The father can be a drunken man and whatever, but when we meet a great marriage, we want to look at the wife. And when we see the wife, we understand why this marriage is still sticking. If the wife is unruly, if the wife is the one who drinks and smokes and parties and whatever, that marriage will never last. But if the husband is doing, the wife can still hold the marriage like this. That is the strength of submission and the feminine energy that I'm talking about. You guys will tell me if you agree on that. So, okay, I'm back, guys. I'm back. I was doing South African politics just took me and stole me the whole December and the whole January. But I'm back. You're going to get content every week going from now. So let's grow this channel. Please hit the subscribe button. Make sure that you leave your thoughts on the comment section. Until we meet again, guys, don't forget that African Mojolo will humble you.